Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can add a Vapi Voice Assistant to your Weebly website and do some configurations and stuff. So let's get started. Okay, here's my Weebly website. So the first step is to go into the settings, SEO here on the left side, and go down to this header code section. Okay, we open that up and now go to this paste bin here that you will find a link to in the description. And we're going to copy all this code that I prepared for you. Like so, copy, we go back here and paste it in here. Okay, now the next step is we're going to have to add our assistant ID and our public API key. So we go back to our Vapi dashboard and go down to API keys here. And now you can choose one of your API keys, copy it, go back here and paste it here between the double quotes, your public API key. Replace that. Go back to the dashboard. Now we're also going to need to choose an assistant, which you do here on the platform assistants. Choose your assistant here on the left side. If you don't have one, create one. And copy assistant ID. Go back here and paste it in here between the double quotes. All right. Save that. Now we are going to have to publish it so we can have a look at it. Open up that in a new tab. Okay, now I'm going to have to scroll down all the way to the bottom to see our button here. So the reason is that per default, if you go back to the configuration here, the button config, you see that it's bottom right. So I'm going to change this position here to one of these positions. You see here, these double slashes here, those indicate a comment. So everything to the right side is a comment. It's not code that is applied, but it's a comment for you, the reader of the code. So here, the creators of these snippet tells us the different options we have here. So I'm gonna take top right. So copy that and replace this bottom right, top right. Update and publish again. Okay, so now we have it here in the top right corner. But when we scroll down, it disappears, right? So maybe you would like to have it fixed here and follow along when you scroll. And that doesn't work by default, but instead we have to add a CSS rule to get that to work as we want. And we do that by going to settings here again, SEO, and our header code. So we're going to add a CSS rule here inside this Vapi button class. Position fixed. Also add this important word here to make sure that it overrides any other rule that has been set. Okay. Save. Publish. Great. Now we can just go back here, refresh. And now the button will follow along when we scroll. Okay. So now let's go back and check at the configuration options we have. Go back to settings, SEO, header code. Now Vapi has provided us with a few options to configure our button. All our options are here in the button config between those curly brackets, this one and this one here. So you have options for position. You saw me change that from bottom right to top right. So you can choose one of these. You can choose an offset, how much it should be offsetted from the side, like from this side here. You can choose the width, height, you know, these are the different states. So let's start with the offset and width and height. So let's take an offset of 100 and a width of 100, height of 100. Save that, publish. Now when we refresh, you can see that the button is bigger than it was before, and it's also closer to the center, so it's offsetted from the sides. Okay, so let's go back here, settings, editors, and header code. What you can also do is you have 3 states here. So you have the idle state, which is how it is right now when nothing is happening, and then you have the loading state when the button is loading, and the active state. So that is when the call is going on. For each of these states, you can change the form or the type of button. This button we have right now, it's called a pill. You set it here, pill. You can also change it to a round button. And then you can also change the color, title, subtitle, and icon. So for example, let's change just the first one to a round button, the first state. So this will become round now. And when it's loading, I want to change the color to another color. Let's say yellow. So go to color picker here. I have a yellow color, hexadecimal value there. Go back and I set this here under loading color. I will change this RGB here to this value, paste. All right. And the last state, for example, let's say I want to, instead of call this in progress, I want it to say talking. Subtitle, end it. Let's save this and let's try it out. Okay, now we have to refresh the page again. So you see now, the first state, if you go back to it, the first state now. For the first state here, idle, we chose type round. So that's why the button is round. Now for the second state and the third state, it's still going to be pill. So you can keep that in mind now. When I press here, you see the button changed and it became yellow as well because I chose a yellow color here on the loading state. So it's connecting now. I'm going to allow this. Talking and end it. You see here, that's the texts that I set in the active state, the last state here. So that's how you can configure the button you're liking. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope it was valuable for you. If it was and would like to see more videos of this kind, please subscribe, support the channel, leave a like, and I hope to see another video. Take care, guys.